It was the first day at Auckland Academy. After parting with her brother, Helen, Hestia was led into the school by an administrator. On the way, Hestia asked Nana what subject she had signed up for. When she heard Nana had chosen swordsmanship, Hestia looked worried. Guys don't like girls who study swordsmanship. Nana didn't care. She wasn't concerned with what others thought. She would do whatever she wanted. Hestia was clearly used to Nana's nonsense and was just sad that they couldn't be in the same classes. Soon the entrance ceremony began. Despite her excellent grades, Nana didn't choose a seat in the front row. It was too close to the front to take a nap. Just then, the headmaster announced the new student representative would give a speech. The name sounded familiar to Nana. She recalled it was the Crown Prince's name. When she got a clear look at the person on stage, a chill went down Nana's spine. It turned out she'd had a run-in with him that very morning. They had fought over a precious sword, and Nana had ended up capturing the Crown Prince in a magic sphere and mocking him mercilessly. The memory of him vowing to make her pay the next time they met made Nana's heart pound. And, as luck would have it, they had both enrolled in the swordsmanship program. On the way to the dorms, Nana was visibly on edge, while Hestia's stunning looks were already captivating a crowd of admirers. But Hestia was more concerned about what was bothering Nana than any of the boys. Nana quickly said she was fine. Before they knew it, they had arrived at the dorms. Before leaving, Hestia complained sadly, "I thought you'd be upset that we weren't rooming together, but I guess I was just being sentimental. Go on, go have fun with those boys in the swordsmanship program. I'll just have to make lots of new friends too." Helpless, Nana could only pat her on the head and reassure her, promising that Hestia was her one and only best friend. That wasn't enough for Hestia. She made Nana promise not to accept any confessions from boys. Nana was speechless. "I'd be lucky if I don't get into a fight with them." After finally managing to say goodbye to her clingy friend, Nana found her dorm. She pushed the door open nervously. A girl from the cosmetics program was sitting on the bed and greeted her nonchalantly. Her name was Hazel, and since she was a third year, Nana respectfully greeted her senior. Hazel asked Nana, "Do you have any idea what it feels like for your single room to suddenly become a double?" Nana didn't know how to answer. Just as she was thinking her new roommate had a bad personality, Hazel burst out laughing and said she was only joking, then warmly invited Nana to sit down. Nana's tense heart began to relax. Then Hazel asked about her major. When she heard swordsmanship, Hazel's face filled with disbelief, pointing out that it would be hard to get married after becoming a knight. Nana said that marriage wasn't a guarantee for her. Only a hefty salary and a pension could ensure a good life. Hazel excitedly grabbed Nana's hands. She loved independent and cool girls like Nana. Meanwhile, Nana was filled with emotion. Whenever she told people she wanted to be a knight, she only got two reactions. They either questioned her decision, or they praised her ambition. She understood their reactions. In her previous life, she would have also thought about marrying and raising a family. But ever since she started having dreams about her past life, her perspective had changed. In her dreams, she learned that she was in the world of a novel. She learned that her family would go bankrupt and that she would be married off to a rich nobleman, only to meet a tragic end. And the worst part was the cause of it all was her so-called best friend, Hestia. Staring intently at the novel in her dream, hoping to find some useful information, she was shocked to see that the original Crown Prince Shire had a crazy obsession with Hestia. The revelation made Nana jolt awake in her bed. When it was time for swordsmanship class, Nana wrapped a towel around her face so the Crown Prince wouldn't recognize her. She saw him in the distance, completely oblivious to her, and breathed a sigh of relief. But then the teacher suddenly announced they would be doing one-on-one practice. And Nana happened to be standing right next to the Crown Prince. She really did not want to face him. Of the three male leads in the novel, all of them were a bit unstable. However, the most unhinged and obsessive one had to be the Crown Prince Shire. In the original story, he had pretended to be close to Nana just to get to Hestia. When his plan didn't work, he subjected Nana to pathological torment. So Nana scurried over to the teacher. She claimed her skills were lacking and that she couldn't possibly be a sparring partner. She hoped he would let her practice on her own in the back. The teacher frowned. Then he flatly refused her request. He earnestly advised her not to run away from her fears. "I greatly admire a girl like you for choosing the path of swordsmanship, so I will do everything in my power to support you." With that, he told the Crown Prince to personally guide Nana's training. Seeing the Crown Prince's reluctant face, the teacher threatened him. If you don't help, I'll tell His Majesty about you skipping class. Nana mentally pleaded with the teacher to stop talking, or her plans of becoming a knight with a stable government job would be ruined. Ever since she started dreaming of her past life, her ambitions had shifted. While other girls fantasized about marrying a prince, all she wanted was to become a civil servant and retire comfortably. To that end, Nana studied relentlessly every day. At night, she encouraged herself in the mirror. She tirelessly trained her body and sword skills. But if she were caught insulting the royal family, she'd spend the rest of her life in prison. At that moment, the crown prince noticed Nana's strange attire and asked if she was a criminal. Nana quickly shook her head. Then take off the towel. Nana shook her head even more vigorously. Her behavior irritated him. Suddenly, he felt that she looked a bit familiar. After staring for a while, he came to a conclusion. She must be another one of his fangirls. I didn't realize you girls were so persistent, signing up for swordsmanship class just to chase after me. Nana was so shocked she couldn't speak. She clutched her face and denied it, but the crown prince didn't believe her, claiming she was wearing the towel to look weak and get his attention. Then he arrogantly told her to pack up and get lost. This kind of stalking is disgusting. His narcissistic and arrogant attitude infuriated Nana. She yelled at him, "Don't make assumptions about people. The only reason I'm in this class is for fame and fortune. The only thing I'm drunk on is the thought of a government salary and a pension I'll get after becoming a knight. So please, Your Highness, don't be so full of yourself." It wasn't until he saw Nana's mocking expression that the crown prince suddenly remembered. The voice and appearance of the woman who had trapped him in a glass sphere earlier were similar to hers. He ripped the towel off her head. He confirmed it was indeed the woman who had fought with him over the sword. Nana took a step back, putting 10 meters between them. Then she complained that he was making a big deal out of nothing. The crown prince, furious, charged at her. Just as he was about to grab her, Nana used speed magic and instantly shot 50 meters away. As she passed the teacher, she casually mentioned she was going to the restroom. That evening, Hestia came to find Nana for a walk, but Nana was exhausted and just wanted to sleep. Disappointed, Hestia gave her a reluctant hug and told her to rest well. Back in her room, Nana flopped onto her bed. Suddenly, a voice prompt came from her bag. Nana thought it was a call from her family, but it was a client asking her to repair a magical item. Her face was impatient at first, but when the client offered an extra 5 gold coins, she immediately agreed with satisfaction and promised to call back once the repair was done. It turned out that to achieve financial freedom, Nana had taken on a side gig. Her other identity was Schneevele, a mage who specialized in repairing magical artifacts. It was all thanks to the programming knowledge she had learned in her past life. Nana was thinking about fixing the item and getting paid quickly. But a shout from outside the door startled her, and she shoved it back in her bag. She turned to see Hazel had returned. She asked Nana if anything interesting had happened in swordsmanship class. "I heard there was a girl in swordsmanship class with severe constipation. She ran to the bathroom before class was over and never came back." Nana felt like she had been struck by lightning. Elsewhere, the crown prince was fuming in his own dorm, keeping his roommate awake with his tantrum. The next day, Nana was taking a walk with Hestia when the crown prince's sudden appearance scared them both into hiding in the woods. The crown prince roared for Nana to come out. When no one responded, he started throwing rocks indiscriminately. One of the rocks happened to hit Hestia on the head, and she cried out in pain. Nana thought she was done for, but to her surprise, Hestia stepped out from their hiding spot. When the crown prince saw Hestia's tearful face, his angry expression gave way to a shy blush. He stammered, asking about her injury. Hestia whimpered that she was fine, then ignored him and walked away. Suddenly, the crown prince noticed the sweet drink Hestia had left behind. He picked it up, held it to his chest, and began a passionate confession. Nana, still hiding in the bushes, couldn't listen anymore. Goosebumps broke out all over her skin. Recording complete. The sudden prompt made them both freeze. Nana frantically pulled the voice communication device from her pocket. She had brought it with her to repair in her spare time, but had forgotten about its glitch. It would automatically start recording at a touch. Following the sound, the crown prince discovered Nana hiding in the bushes. After barely escaping back to her dorm, Nana worried the crown prince would be so angry he'd have her expelled. But then she had a thought. Didn't she now have leverage over him? Nana quickly made several copies of the recording. The ridiculous confession was so cringy that even Hazel, a huge fan of the crown prince, couldn't help but call it disgusting. The next day, Nana arranged to meet Hestia in the evening and then excitedly headed to swordsmanship class. Seeing Nana back to her usual energetic self, Hestia finally stopped worrying about her. In class, Nana sarcastically asked the Crown Prince if he was feeling well. He was confused. Then he heard Nana mock him using his own words from the day before. "Your Highness, yesterday you said your heart was about to stop. Are you sure you don't have some serious illness?" The Crown Prince blushed beet red. His reaction made Nana want to tease him for revenge. She then played the recording for everyone to hear. Panicked, he snatched the device. He smashed it to pieces with his wooden sword. But the next moment, Nana pulled out 4 more and started playing them on a loop. The Crown Prince, furious, told Nana to just put him out of his misery. Nana said she wouldn't dare, since she would have to serve him when she became a knight. Seeing the time was right, Nana dropped the jokes. She told the Crown Prince that success required 1% effort and 99% connections. The Royal Knightly Order hadn't recruited a female knight in a long time, so even if she qualified, she would likely be eliminated. The Crown Prince couldn't deny it. He was beginning to understand what Nana wanted from him. She just wanted a fair and impartial selection process, and it was clear she was confident in her abilities. The Crown Prince agreed to her request. However, he had one of his own to add. When he said he wanted her help to get to know Hestia, Nana flatly refused. Meanwhile, Cory was on his way to magic class. A splash of bright pink caught his eye. It was Hestia, so beautiful and cute that he couldn't look away. Just then, a boy approached her. "Did you see the letter I wrote you?" He had been waiting a long time for a reply, so Hestia shut him down publicly. "I'm sorry, I didn't know I had to reply to a rejection. Besides, the only person I like is Nana." Cory, standing nearby, broke out in a cold sweat. She looked so gentle, but her personality was so decisive. But who is this Nana she's talking about? The magic teacher was lecturing at the front of the class, but the students below were mostly asleep. The only one awake was Nana. She looked like she was taking notes, but she was actually doodling in her textbook. In her memory, Hestia and the Crown Prince hadn't met this early, but it was supposed to be love at first sight for both of them. Now, however, Hestia was clearly not interested in him. Nana convinced herself it was probably because the Crown Prince looked plainer when he was younger. Suddenly, a finger flicked Nana's forehead. The teacher scolded her for not paying attention and assigned her homework. Nana grumbled to herself. "Everyone else is sleeping, but this bald guy picks on me. He must be jealous of my genius." The moment the bell rang, Nana grabbed Hestia and rushed to the cafeteria. They were about to dig in when the Crown Prince called out to them. On the surface, he said he needed to talk to Nana, but he was really trying to get a chance to talk to Hestia. Hearing that the Crown Prince was taking Nana away, Hestia looked reluctant. Her delicate expression struck a chord in the Crown Prince's heart. But he didn't know how to talk to her and pretended he wasn't interested in her. Once the unwilling Hestia left, Nana gave him a look like he was a creep and told him to get on with it. It turned out that Nana had defeated the Crown Prince in their swordsmanship practice the day before. Although Nana had cheated with magic, the Crown Prince had never seen anyone use magic so freely. So they made a deal. The Crown Prince would help Nana with her physical training, and Nana would teach the Crown Prince how to use magic. The very next day, the Crown Prince presented Nana with a training plan. The first item on the list was 10,000 push-ups and sit-ups. Nana seriously suspected he was messing with her. Little did he know, the plan Nana gave the Crown Prince was even more outrageous. Endure 5,000 punches and strikes from a magically enhanced wooden sword every day. They both knew the other was deliberately tormenting them, but neither was willing to back down. By the time evening came, Nana dragged her exhausted body back to the dorm. Seeing her trembling, Hazel rushed to support her. Nana had just said she was fine when she collapsed onto the floor. After her bath, Hazel helped dry Nana's hair, advising her not to push herself so hard. As the Crown Prince intensified the training, Nana came back covered in bruises every day, sometimes nearly falling asleep before she could even wash up. It was only thanks to Hazel's care that she barely managed to function. They had only known each other for a few days, yet Hazel was taking such good care of her. Nana waited until Hazel was asleep before finally lying down to rest. A sudden cry woke her up. Looking closely, she saw it was Hestia. She wriggled into Nana's bed. After some questioning, Nana learned that Hestia had a nightmare. She dreamed that Nana was laughing with a crowd of people. She was leaving her behind and ignoring her. She couldn't imagine what she would do without Nana. Hearing this, Nana felt a pang of guilt. She had been so busy with training that she had neglected Hestia. For a girl experiencing dorm life for the first time, it was normal to feel insecure. The next moment, Hestia snuggled into Nana's arms. "I don't want to grow up. I just want to be with you forever, Nana." The unrealistic wish left Nana at a loss for words. In the end, she gently patted Hestia to sleep, deciding to make up for her recent neglect the next day. The next day, Nana showed Hestia the results of her training, although her flexing probably looked silly to passers-by. Seeing Hestia smile again made it all worthwhile. After their lunch break, the two had to go to their respective classes. Before they left, Nana handed Hestia a popsicle. It was something Hestia had wanted since they were kids, but Nana had always said it was too expensive. Nana's opinion on that hadn't changed. She proudly announced she had made it herself with grape juice. After Nana said goodbye to Hestia, the smile on Hestia's face faded. She felt a deep sense of uncertainty. On one hand, she wanted Nana to pursue her dreams. On the other hand, she was terrified Nana would move on too fast and leave her behind. After finally cheering Hestia up, Nana got dressed for swordsmanship class. A look in the mirror revealed that her strength and muscle tone had indeed improved. Although the Crown Prince's training methods were infuriating, they were much more effective than her practicing alone. When she arrived at their designated spot, Nana waited for a long time but didn't see the Crown Prince. Only the traffic light trio were chattering away not far off. After observing that no one else was around, the three prepared to do something major. In magic class, the teacher had said there was a gas in the human body that could enhance fire magic. As a mage, Nana knew exactly what that was, but she never thought these idiots would actually try it. In an instant, a foul-smelling flame exploded. Nana felt a pang of regret. I shouldn't have just hidden here and said nothing. Just then, the Crown Prince sat down next to her, holding a crystal ball that was recording the Three Stooges. "So this is how you felt when you were laughing at me the other day." When Nana nodded, the Crown Prince clenched his fist. "Good thing you kept your promise and deleted the audio, or it would have been a real disaster." As soon as he said that, Nana became guiltily silent. The Crown Prince instantly realized what had happened, and furious, started chasing her again, vowing to make her pay. After class, the Crown Prince returned to his dorm to wash up. He lifted his shirt, revealing a body covered in purple bruises. During this time, Nana had been relentless in his training, hitting him with all sorts of magic until his head spun. The thought that he had never been so humiliated made the Crown Prince both angry and scared, yet there was nothing he could do about it. She was a magical genius, yet she wanted to be a knight just for the money. The Crown Prince regretted ever provoking Nana, but at this point he had no choice but to see it through and train properly. Thinking about it, Nana was actually quite patient when she taught him, occasionally praising him or correcting his mistakes. But he always had the strange feeling that Nana was treating him like a younger brother. It was weird, but he didn't dislike it. His strange expression was caught by his roommate, Cory. "The usually imposing Crown Prince, why are you smiling like that today?" The Crown Prince immediately dropped his smile and told him to mind his own business. Unfazed, Cory continued to lie on his bed eating chips, seeing the room littered with leftover snacks. The Crown Prince couldn't help but frown. As far as he was concerned, his roommate was more annoying than Nana. Just then, Cory suddenly asked, "Have you seen someone named Nana in the swordsmanship class?" Since he usually referred to her as Blondie, he didn't know that Nana was the nickname for Shlena. He told Cory he didn't know anyone by that name. Hearing this, Cory lay back on his bed listlessly, lost in thought. The next day, Nana started a magic manipulation club and wanted Hestia to join. Although Hestia didn't want to disappoint Nana, she still declined the invitation because she didn't know any magic at all. Originally, Nana had wanted to create a two-person club. As long as they produced results, it wouldn't be disbanded, and they could even get a large sponsorship from the school. No sooner had Hestia left for her class than Cory walked in. He asked Nana, "Is there a student named Nana in this class? Has she gone to swordsmanship class already?" Nana was sure this boy was looking for her, but she didn't remember knowing this handsome yet fierce-looking guy. Not wanting her quiet and stable life to be disrupted, she cautiously asked who he was and why he was looking for Nana. Suddenly, Cory rummaged in his pocket, pulled out a lollipop, unwrapped it, and stuck it in his mouth. "No particular reason. I just wanted to see what she looks like." Nana was shocked by the absurd reason. Before leaving, Cory added, "If you see Nana, please tell her Cory was looking for her." Hearing the name, Nana suddenly remembered. This boy was the son of the Marquis de Voyous, and one of the male leads who admired Hestia. although he wasn't as fervent in his pursuit of Hestia as the others. He cared deeply for her, always watching over her from the shadows. To figure out why Cory was looking for her, Nana admitted that she was the person he was looking for. Only then did Cory realize Nana was a girl. Nana was speechless. What kind of boy would have a name like Nana? Cory then said it was nothing special. He had just heard that Hestia's ideal type was Nana, so he wanted to see who this person was. With that, he put the lollipop back in his mouth. Cory's explanation left Nana completely bewildered. It was one thing for Hestia to say such things as a joke when they were kids, but why was she still telling everyone now that she was older? As her headache grew, Nana remembered that in the original story, Hestia and Cory weren't supposed to meet this early. Had the timelines for all the male leads been moved up? After Cory left, Nana went back to worrying about club members. The Crown Prince had already joined the Swordsmanship Club, and Hazel was the vice president of the Cosmetics Club. Seeing that all her acquaintances were already in clubs, Nana wondered if she should use the video to blackmail the Traffic Light Trio into joining. Suddenly, she had a flash of inspiration and slid out of the classroom. Her club was about magic, and in the original story, Cory was a master of magic. If she persuaded him properly, he would surely join. By the time she caught up with him, she saw Cory bump into another boy, causing the half-eaten lollipop to fall to the ground. The two boys demanded to know if Cory was blind. Just as they were about to get aggressive, they saw the dark expression on Cory's face, which scared them into a hasty retreat. Witnessing this, Nana had to wonder if Cory had a violent streak. But after talking to him just now, she didn't think he was that kind of person. She mustered her courage and approached him. "I hear you're very fond of magic. I've started a magic circle manipulation club, and I hope you'll join me in exploring the world of magic." Cory looked at her strangely. "Can you please speak like a normal person?" "It's about using magical theory and formulas to transform magic circles." This piqued Cory's interest, but he still declined the invitation. He preferred clubs with more people. Fewer people meant more responsibility for him. Nana shamelessly begged him several more times, but he refused each time. Just then, a teacher who was coming to class saw them and scolded Cory, "Don't bully Miss Schlena!" Cory felt helpless. He hadn't done anything. Nana guessed that Cory's fierce appearance caused a lot of misunderstandings, so she asked him to try smiling. Cory warned her she would regret it, but Nana insisted it would be fine. The moment Cory smiled, it was as if he were possessed by a demon. The terrifying look made Nana's hair stand on end. No wonder people misunderstand him with a face like that, she thought. Thinking that Cory must not have any friends, Nana tried to persuade him with words. Joining a big club was useless. He might as well just mess around in a club with her. And just like that, Cory was tricked into joining by Nana's smooth talking. Afterward, Nana moved all the necessary equipment into the club room. Even though their club only had 2 members, the school still gave them a large room. Just as Nana was about to get to work, Cory walked in. All he brought was a small box, which contained nothing but a blanket and a bunch of snacks. He said this was all he needed and that Nana could help herself to any snacks she wanted. With that, he covered himself with the blanket and went to sleep. Since Cory was just there to make up the numbers, Nana didn't bother him. Unexpectedly, Cory let out an excited cry from the sofa. He had figured it out. Not only did he have a spacious room to sleep in, but he also had to cut down on class time for club activities. It was a win-win situation. Seeing this, Nana said, "As long as you're happy, Cory." To her surprise, the formal address annoyed Cory. "Can't you just call me by my name like a friend without the honorifics?" But Nana didn't want to get too involved with Cory. He saw the expression on her face. Just as she was about to refuse, a cookie was stuffed into her mouth. Cory asked again impatiently. But Nana still looked hesitant and said, "Cory," only to be pelted with all sorts of snacks. Cory threatened her with a mischievous smile that if she didn't agree, he would keep feeding her snacks like this. It was music class day, and Nana was bored, just mouthing the words to blend in with the crowd. If Hestia didn't love music class so much, she would have much rather been back in the club room working on her inventions. Students from other classes had already been dismissed and were gathered outside the classroom door, led by Cory and the Crown Prince. Seeing this, Nana felt annoyed. Why does this teacher always run over time, even for music class? Suddenly, the teacher's shout made Nana jump. He had spotted her just moving her lips without actually singing and demanded that she sing a song solo, or no one would be dismissed. Instantly, all eyes were on Nana. Pressured by everyone, Nana had no choice but to comply. She tried her best to follow the melody of the song, but after just the first line, the students in the room could barely hold back their laughter. Nana knew her singing was terrible, so she decided to just let go and sing however she wanted. Everyone burst out laughing except for Hestia, who, like a devoted fan, praised Nana's singing. From then on, whether in class or during breaks, whenever anyone saw Nana, they would laugh at her. The more she thought about it, the angrier she got, but in the end, she accepted her fate, just hoping that time would quickly erase her embarrassing moment. Nana decided to hide out in the club room. When she entered, she saw Cory sleeping on the sofa. Nana wondered why he had wrapped himself up completely. Suddenly, she noticed some snacks and a note on the table. The note said she could eat whatever she wanted. It was then she realized the snacks were all things that were good for the throat. She lifted the blanket and told Cory to get up and explain. She found him hiding underneath, shaking with laughter, his face bright red. Perhaps because he considered Nana a friend, or perhaps because he felt sorry for her, Cory started bringing Nana snacks every day. Whenever there were new candies, he would make a special trip to give them to her. Hestia was puzzled. Why did Cory always bring Nana snacks? But Nana thought he was just trying to get close to Hestia. She asked Hestia what she thought of Cory. He looks scary, but he takes good care of you, so he's probably not a bad person. The most important thing is that we get snacks every day. Speak of the devil, Cory arrived with that day's delivery of snacks. This time, he handed them directly to Hestia. Seeing the handsome boy and beautiful girl together, Nana felt even more certain of her theory. In the afternoon, Cory and Nana went back for their club activities. Since the club's survival depended on producing results, Nana was constantly busy. To protect the club, Cory told Nana to ask for his help anytime. Although Cory said he was willing to learn, Nana doubted he could understand the theoretical knowledge from her past life. However, after spending time with him, she found that he was a really good person. He was a magical genius, but remained humble and eager to learn, always listening to her attentively. Nana thought that Hestia and Cory would make the best couple. As for that childish crown prince, he just wasn't good enough. So Nana asked Cory if he liked Hestia. When you first came to me, you wanted to know Hestia's ideal type. Cory didn't know why Nana was suddenly asking this, but he straightforwardly said yes. After saying that, he thought for a moment, then sat back down on the sofa and admitted that while he was initially drawn to Hestia, they had never had a deep conversation, so it wasn't exactly like. Thinking about it now, it was probably because she looked as sweet as candy, and he was happy that she wasn't afraid of him. Nana was speechless. So does that count as liking her or not? Seeing Nana's silence, Cory picked up his cup and said, I didn't come looking for you just to see Hestia. Nana was momentarily stunned by his words. When she came to her senses, she retorted, Of course I know. You came to me because you don't have any friends. Cory jumped to his feet excitedly to argue, How could I not have friends? I have the crown prince and I have you, don't I? Seeing him get so worked up over such a small thing, Nana found him surprisingly cute. That night, Nana was woken up by a nightmare, leaving her feeling drained the next day. Hestia, seeing Nana's pale face, was very worried and hoped Nana would confide in her if something was wrong. But this was something Nana could never tell Hestia. The truth was, her dreams of her past life had become increasingly vivid, so much so that the distant and difficult memories felt painfully real. In the afternoon, the duo with dark circles under their eyes carried on with their club activities as usual. Under Nana's guidance, Cory successfully merged 2 different magic circles into one. He was impressed by Nana's deep understanding of magic circles. Hearing this, Nana humbly brushed it off, saying it wasn't that difficult. When she came back to herself, she noticed Cory staring at her. He wondered why, with her incredible magical talent, she had chosen swordsmanship. Nana chuckled. Because being a mage doesn't pay as well as being a knight. Cory was skeptical of her answer. If that's the case, why are you so focused on the club's prize money? As far as I know, your family isn't that poor. Nana didn't know how to explain, only saying that his thinking was too naive. No matter how good life was now, there was no guarantee it would last forever. She had experienced it in her past life. As a child, her life had been comfortable, but after her parents died in a car accident, misfortune followed. To survive, the young her chose to inherit their estate, but in doing so, she also inherited her father's company's massive debts. She had suffered a lot back then because she had no money, so in this life, she was determined not to repeat the same mistakes. Her only regret was that in the end she had to leave her younger siblings behind in her past life. Just then, Cory noticed Nana's mood had soured and waved a hand in front of her face. He apologized for his thoughtless question. Seeing Nana trapped in self-blame, unable to speak, Cory cast a spell. A blanket tightly wrapped around Nana, and she was gently placed on the sofa. Cory patted her head and said, "Get some sleep. Take some time to sort out your thoughts." His voice was calm, but it brought Nana an inexplicable sense of comfort. She choked back a sob and buried her head in the blanket. The sweet smell of candy gradually soothed her troubled emotions. The next day, Nana made a magic-regulating earring and wrapped it nicely. It was a reward for Cory's cooperation in the club activities, and a thank you for what had happened before. Meanwhile, the Crown Prince had devised a new training plan to get back at Nana for using him as a punching bag after she became the school's laughingstock. After class, Cory was preparing to go to the club. The Crown Prince commented on him constantly packing snacks. "And this magazine, why do you always carry it with you?" Cory told the Crown Prince to mind his own business. "These candies are for sharing. And this book has a special feature on someone I admire. A person like you, Your Highness, who isn't interested in magic, wouldn't understand." When he got to the club, Cory found Nana working on something. He first put the snacks in a box for Nana to take as she pleased, then went to observe what she was making. It looked like a model of the Ogren Mountains near the school. Nana confirmed his guess. "So why are you making this? Is it because the swordsmanship department is having their final exam there?" Nana was surprised he knew. It turned out the swordsmanship and magic departments had their tests in the same place, and the content was also an evaluation of their monster capturing skills. But he still didn't understand what her model had to do with the skill test. When Nana said she would explain after the exam, Cory didn't press further, just reminding her to be careful of the monsters. Nana was pleased that Cory didn't pry. When she told him not to get the sofa dirty, he would hover in mid-air to read. He always found his own way to be considerate of her, completely different from the Crown Prince who only knew about swordsmanship. Just then, Nana remembered the gift she had made for Cory. He opened it to find an earring. He wondered why she was giving him a gift when it wasn't his birthday or any special occasion. After examining it for a while, he suddenly froze. In his excitement, he fell to the floor and asked Nana where she had bought it. Nana said she made it herself. Hearing this, Cory shot up and held out the earring in his palm. "Just to confirm, is this name on it you?" Nana thought he didn't like it and stammered, asking what was wrong. It was then that Cory finally realized that Nana and Schneevel were the same person. He started dancing around the room excitedly. Meanwhile, Nana looked through Cory's magazine with mixed feelings. She never thought someone would keep a dedicated record of her work and decided she needed to be more careful in the future to not leave any traces. At this point, all she could do was ask Cory to keep her secret. Before she could finish, he told her to hold out her hand. He shook it for a while, then dashed out the door. It was the first time Nana had seen Cory so excited. While she was happy he admired Schneevel, she worried that their interactions would become awkward from now on. Soon, Cory returned to the room, explaining that he had just needed to calm down. The shock on his face was gone, and he was already wearing the earring. Nana had just breathed a sigh of relief when she saw blood pouring from his ear because he had pierced it too large. During a class break, Hestia was intently writing in a notebook. Nana thought she was reviewing her lessons, but as soon as she got close, Hestia quickly closed the notebook, explaining she was just doodling. Nana didn't think much of it. "If you need any notes, I can give them to you." To get the scholarship, she had prepared thoroughly long ago. Just then, a curly-haired girl approached Nana, demanding that she share her secret. The girl's name was Loss, and she was known as the class gossip. But Nana barely interacted with her and wondered why Loss was suddenly talking such nonsense. "I only share these notes with Hestia. Why should I give them to you?" Loss said impatiently that she didn't care about that. She just wanted to know why Cory got along with her so well, while he completely ignored Loss whenever she approached him. Nana was a bit exasperated by the question and explained that although Cory looked scary, he was actually very kind. Loss immediately refuted Nana, saying she had seen the murderous look in Cory's eyes. Although Nana felt a little sorry for Cory being misunderstood, she couldn't be bothered to waste her breath on the crazy girl. She grabbed Hestia to go buy snacks and escape the situation, but Loss was relentless. "Just because Cory spoils you, you think you can look down on everyone?" At this, Nana finally lost her patience. She stomped over to Loss. Since you want to know, I'll tell you. When Loss leaned in close, Nana blew a soft breath of air into her ear, sending shivers down Loss's spine. By the time Loss realized what had happened, Nana had already fled with Hestia. On their way, Nana complained to Hestia about Loss. What's her deal? She's scared of him, but still wants to get close. Unexpectedly, she got a surprising answer from Hestia. It turned out that although Cory looked intimidating, he was actually very popular with the girls. Not only was he handsome and from a good family, but he was also a talented top student in the magic class. Hearing this, Nana suddenly felt that she and Cory were in completely different leagues. In the afternoon, the skills exam was about to begin in the Ogren Mountains. As soon as they arrived, Nana stared intently at Cory. Her strange behavior made him a bit confused. In Nana's mind, Cory was a traitor. She had taken him in out of pity because he had no friends, only to find out he was actually a super popular campus heartthrob. Looking at Cory's dazzling features under the sun, Nana was jealous but had to accept reality. He was a male lead in a novel, after all. But why am I so plain? I was even mistaken for a boy when I was little. Seeing Nana staring at him, Cory asked if she had something to say. Nana nonchalantly pursed her lips. Nothing, I just think you're handsome. As soon as she said it, Cory turned bright red. He covered his face in embarrassment, turned his head away, and begged Nana in a voice as small as a mosquito's. Please don't say things like that. Nana then remembered that Cory was her fan. In a flash, her self-pity turned to amusement. Cory is so cute. He gets shy when I call him handsome. To restore her own pride, she chased after her fan, inviting him to shake hands and hug. The Crown Prince arrived just in time to see them wrestling. He didn't understand why Nana was so relaxed when the exam was about to start. Nana explained with a mischievous grin that she was just trying to figure out how to tease him. However, the Crown Prince, having been tricked by Nana many times, was now immune to her antics. Soon the exam began. The students had 30 minutes to hunt enough monsters, with their scores recorded based on the number they caught. Nana was eager to start. To prevent any accidents, their clothes were enchanted with a teleportation spell that would automatically send them to the school's infirmary if they were in danger. The Crown Prince wondered why there were so few students from the magic department. Cory explained that since the skills evaluation wasn't a required course for mages, only students focusing on offensive magic were participating this time. The Crown Prince understood. No wonder I don't see Swa. The name made Nana pause. Listening to Cory and the Crown Prince's discussion, she increasingly suspected it was the Swa she knew. Finally, the name matched a figure in her mind. Nana's expression turned grim. She remembered him constantly telling her to get lost. In this life, she hadn't paid much attention to him. She recalled his appearance was angelic, but for some reason, she couldn't remember it clearly. From their conversation, it seemed the Crown Prince and Cory had known Swa for a while, and the Crown Prince particularly disliked him. Sensing that Nana had been quiet for a long time, the Crown Prince turned to her and asked, As I recall, the Blanche and Vest families are close. Aren't you familiar with Swa? Nana said she didn't have much to do with him. Although they saw each other often, it didn't mean they were close. When they were young, Swa would visit with his father due to their family's business dealings. While the adults talked, he would practice his sword in the training grounds, so he and Nana often crossed paths. Swa was exquisitely handsome but exceptionally cold, always wearing high-collared long sleeves and long pants. Once, Nana happened to notice his body was covered in scars, a memory that stuck with her. However, he ignored her every time she tried to talk to him, so they never became close. On the other hand, he would respond when Hestia spoke to him. Although this differential treatment annoyed Nana, she begrudgingly forgave him because he was a male lead. It wasn't like she was desperate to be close to a male lead anyway. As the exam officially began, students spontaneously formed teams and started searching for monsters. Nana was completely unconcerned by their blind efforts. Her two teammates were exceptionally skilled. At this rate, winning the scholarship would be a piece of cake. She then assigned their tasks. She would gather all the slimes in one place. Cory would then annihilate them all at once. The Crown Prince would defeat the slime boss, but without killing it. After the Crown Prince left, Nana casually drew an illusion magic circle on the ground. When the circle activated, Cory was astounded by what he saw. Countless slimes were all moving toward one spot. He never knew illusion magic could be used this way. It turned out Nana had modified the traditional illusion spell. Now it emitted a scent that slimes loved. Hearing Nana's explanation, Cory looked at her with admiration. Seeing that the slimes were almost all gathered, the final cleanup was up to him. The moment Cory condensed magic at his fingertips, the resulting wave of power blew his clothes and hair back. With a command, a powerful force erupted in front of him, instantly wiping out all the slimes. Nana, watching from the side, was secretly amazed. What kind of temperature would it take to turn flames blue? Suddenly, Cory thought of Nana behind him. Worried she might be affected by the intense heat, he encased her in a protective bubble. Feeling the coolness around her, Nana thanked him for his concern. Cory smiled and nodded at her. Afterward, Nana divided the loot equally into 3 parts. With this amount, their team was undoubtedly in first place. Since there was still plenty of time left in the exam, Nana handed Cory a magic sphere. To demonstrate how to use it, she threw it forcefully at a nearby slime. Just like that, the slime was shrunk and stored inside before their eyes. Nana told Cory to try it, but he cherished the sphere in his hand, as it was engraved with the signature of Schneevel. Nana then explained that they needed to capture slimes and put them in the Ogren Mountains model. This would allow them to observe the slime's behavior and help their club achieve results. As Nana spoke, Cory listened with a smile. He felt that spending time with Nana was particularly interesting. Nana didn't know what he was talking about. "Didn't you say it was boring a while ago?" Just then, the Crown Prince's voice came from the distance. He had successfully defeated the slime boss. But when he saw Nana, he froze. He shouted at the top of his lungs for her not to come any closer. Hearing this, Cory quickly shielded Nana and cautiously looked around. Neither of them expected that the person the Crown Prince was afraid of was actually Nana. Nana had no idea what was wrong with the Crown Prince. Following his pointed finger, she realized it was the magic sphere in her hand. The Crown Prince was still shouting frantically from a distance. "What did I do wrong to make you treat me like this?" But the moment his eyes met Nana's, he was too scared to speak. Nana couldn't be bothered with him and threw a magic sphere straight at him. The Crown Prince came to his senses and found that nothing had happened, except for a sphere containing the slime boss at his feet. Nana leisurely picked up the sphere from the ground and whispered to him in a low, intimate voice, "Don't worry. I know you're royalty now. I won't do that kind of thing again." The Crown Prince awkwardly apologized for his misunderstanding, only to see Nana still smiling. He instantly realized she had secretly recorded him. However, the Crown Prince didn't back down. He had a recording of her singing too. The two stood in a standoff, threatening to delete each other's blackmail material. Cory remarked that they seemed to get along well, which was met with a unified denial. But watching the Crown Prince and Nana face off, he couldn't help but feel a twinge of loneliness. The final exams were held today, while other students were worried about their grades. In contrast, Nana was beaming. A short while ago, her teacher had informed her that she had achieved outstanding results and won the Academy's highest scholarship. Although she had expected it, she couldn't contain her joy. After the exam, Hestia eagerly came to find Nana. Both were in high spirits. The end of the semester meant they could go home for a break, and Hestia could visit Nana all day. As usual, Hestia asked Nana to help her pack. But this time, Nana hesitated. She wanted to break Hestia's habit of being too dependent on others. Nana felt that Hestia had become this way because of her. When they were little, whether it was reading fairy tales or anything else, Nana would always fulfill Hestia's requests. After some thought, Nana made up her mind. She told Hestia that from now on she had to learn to pack her own luggage. Because we're not little kids anymore. We have to learn to be independent and not rely on others. Next time you want to do something, you should try to handle it yourself first. Hearing the word independent, Hestia looked confused, not understanding what Nana meant. But Nana didn't notice Hestia's unease and continued to smile and encourage her to pack on her own. After Nana said goodbye, Hestia watched her leave, murmuring dejectedly, "Independent? What's the use of that for me?" Meanwhile, Nana was at a club meeting with Cory. They were raising the slimes they had caught in the model. The slimes had adapted well and were even reproducing. However, Nana's mind was preoccupied with what had just happened. She regretted that her words had been too harsh and had hurt Hestia. But she quickly convinced herself to be firm. After all, she couldn't stay by Hestia's side forever. Just then, Cory's voice pulled Nana back to reality. "Sorry, Nana, for making you write the report alone." Nana smiled and reassured him, "It's fine. Your handwriting is like chicken scratch. It's better you don't help." Nana mentioned she was a little hungry, and Cory immediately brought over a cookie to feed her. He accidentally tripped, and the cookie flew out of his hand. Luckily, Nana caught it in her mouth in time. Seeing this, Cory applauded, making Nana feel a little proud. Then Cory tossed a few more cookies, and Nana skillfully caught them all, though she still scolded him for being wasteful. Soon, Nana finished the project report. Just then, Cory shared some good news. The teacher in charge of the club was very interested in their monster research. At this rate, they would continue to get good grades next semester. Hearing this, Nana was taken aback. She had dragged Cory into the club, and he had said he preferred clubs with more people. Not wanting to force him to stay, Nana looked at Cory and asked the question on her mind. "Do you still want to stay here next semester?" When class ended, other students excitedly rushed to the cafeteria, but Cory was still asleep at his desk. The Crown Prince managed to shake him awake, only for him to slump back onto the table a few seconds later. Annoyed, the Crown Prince pulled Cory up. "You don't sleep properly, you don't eat properly, you're so lazy every day. It looks like Nana's slacking off is your fault too." Hearing this, Cory shot up. He had almost forgotten about the club meeting today. To show his dedication, he wouldn't be eating with His Highness today. With that, he stuffed a few candies into the Crown Prince's hand as a meal and then left for the club. This act thoroughly infuriated the Crown Prince, who angrily threw the candies on the ground. On his way, Cory wondered when the Crown Prince had gotten so close to him. He used to not even want to talk to him, let alone eat with him. After some thought, he realized it all started when he met Nana. The Crown Prince often complained to him in their dorm about Nana's cruelty. Nana would show him her plans for tormenting the Crown Prince. Before he knew it, he had joined Nana and the Crown Prince's circle of friends. Thinking about it, Cory was even more convinced it was all thanks to Nana. When he arrived at the club, he found Nana asleep on the sofa. It was the first time Cory had seen her sleeping. He squatted down in front of her and watched her closely. Gradually, a strange thought grew in Cory's mind. Everyone else seemed to be infatuated with Hestia, but for him, Nana was more captivating. Her eyes always looked tired, as if she was under immense pressure. Watching her sleep, Cory felt an inexplicable sense of peace. In the end, he simply leaned against the sofa next to her. The only sound in the large club room was Nana's steady breathing. When Nana woke up, her hair was full of braids. She went to the window and demanded to know what Cory had done. Cory, trying to suppress his laughter, apologized. He had seen that her hair was messy and wanted to braid it for her, but it had somehow ended up like this. Cory came over to help undo the braids, but then he heard Nana say she was ugly. He quickly reassured her that it was normal to not look your best right after waking up, feeling guilty that he had messed with her hair. After he finally undid all the braids, Nana still felt she looked the same. Her drowsy and cute expression made Cory's heart pound. He tried to suppress his emotions and said in a gentle voice, "Nana, you're not ugly at all. In fact, I think you're very cute." As soon as he said it, Nana became fully awake. She flusteredly dismissed his words as a compliment. After all, Cory was kind-hearted. If it had been the Crown Prince, he would have definitely laughed at her. Just then, Cory put an earring in Nana's ear. It was shaped like an orange. Nana wondered why he was suddenly giving her a gift. Cory showed her the earring in his own ear, explaining it was a return gift for the one she had given him. "Also, this earring is proof that I'll be staying in the club. I'll be in your care from now on, president of the Magic Manipulation Club." Cory's smile made Nana blush. She shyly turned her head away, telling her heart to calm down. Cory thought she wasn't feeling well. Nana was about to say she was fine, but her stomach rumbled. It turned out Cory hadn't eaten either, so he invited her to the cafeteria. Suddenly, he remembered the Crown Prince's words and ordered Nana to eat properly. Using a levitation spell on her, Cory dragged Nana toward the cafeteria. Just then, her phone rang. Nana asked Cory to buy her a sandwich and said she would join him after the call. After Cory left, Nana answered and found out it was Carl, the client from before. He said that a very important person wanted to meet Schneivel. In the afternoon, the academy entrance was crowded with carriages picking up students. Nana smiled and said goodbye to Cory and the Crown Prince. The three of them had made plans to visit the food street together during the break. Nana wanted strawberry-flavored snacks, and the Crown Prince wanted apple-flavored ones. Following their lead, Cory said he wanted grape-flavored ones. The Crown Prince left the school first, but Cory wasn't in a hurry to go back. He had an appointment with someone else at the academy. And so the semester ended, and Nana looked forward to being home. But when she saw her brother, Helen, in the carriage, her good mood vanished. His uninvited presence meant there was barely any room for her luggage. Fortunately, even if the luggage fell, it wouldn't hit her or Hestia. Helen complained in the carriage about Nana's coldness. He had missed his sister so much at home that he was going crazy, yet every time he came to the academy to find her, she was nowhere to be seen. He seriously suspected she was avoiding him. Before Nana could argue, Hestia delivered a critical blow to Helen. Nana says her brother is annoying all the time. Unexpectedly, Helen didn't seem to mind, saying that whatever his sister did was cute in his eyes. He reached out to hug Nana, but she pushed him away with a slap. Helen looked regretful. You won't even let your brother hug you now. What will happen when you get married? I won't be able to hug you then. The thought of a pack of wolves eyeing his sister made him miserable. Nana was annoyed by Helen's unnecessary worrying. She was confident that with her looks and personality, there was no chance of her getting married in this lifetime. In her past life, she had never even experienced the simplest form of romance. In this life, she was destined to be the matchmaker for Hestia. As Nana sighed, Hestia looked incredibly happy. Did you hear that, Brother Helen? Nana said she doesn't want to get married. From now on, I'll live happily with Nana. Nana's first semester finally came to a successful end. After parting with her, Cory didn't go home, but went back to a classroom. There, a senior named Ivanice was already waiting for him. The two had an ongoing deal. Cory would process magic stones for Ivanice. In return, Ivanice would find items related to Schneevel. Ivanice was very satisfied with Cory's craftsmanship, but Cory couldn't be bothered with small talk. Before leaving, Ivanice stopped him, saying he had some good news. Cory didn't answer immediately, guessing Ivanice was trying to trick him into doing more work with a bunch of useless items. Although he was always smiling, Cory knew it was a facade honed from years in business. So he flatly refused. After Cory left, the gentle smile on Ivanice's face vanished, replaced by a sinister and mocking expression. I was going to tell him that I was going to meet Schneevel. But from his reaction, it seems he already knows Schneevel's true identity. Meanwhile, as soon as Nana got home, her younger brother, Cory, ran out excitedly to greet her. The siblings hugged each other tightly. Seeing this, Helen wanted the same warm welcome from Cory. Hearing this, Nana and Cory looked at him blankly. Cory innocently said he didn't want to hug his brother. And so, Nana took Cory's hand and went inside, leaving Helen protesting indignantly. At dinner, Nana and her family gathered together. Having not seen their daughter for a long time, the Baron and Baroness fussed over her, asking how she was doing at school. Unlike the anxiety and hardship of her past life, Nana now felt secure and at ease. But soon, the delicious dishes on the table made Nana break out in a cold sweat. The family had never been so extravagant before. Looking at her mother's expensive dress and jewelry, Nana instantly understood her mother had spent a lot of money while she was away. A chill ran down the Baroness's spine. She guiltily praised Nana for becoming more beautiful and invited her to go shopping in the city. Nana declined her mother's offer, deciding not to spoil the mood. After all, this feast had been prepared for her. That evening, a maid massaged Nana's feet. All the servants in the Baron's mansion respected Nana because she never treated them harshly. Even though the family's finances had been tight in recent years, she never dismissed anyone without a good reason. Just then, Nana asked the maid if anything had happened at home while she was away. The maid froze, hesitatingly saying she didn't know anything. From her reaction, Nana realized the seriousness of the situation. So she went to find Cory to get the full story. At first, Cory was excited to tell her everything. But when Nana asked about their mother's recent spending habits, he immediately burst into tears and apologized to Nana. After listening to Cory's tearful explanation, Nana returned to her room, trembling. She couldn't believe the thick stack of receipts in her hand was all from her mother's shopping sprees. The family already had a lot of debt, yet now her mother had used their emergency funds on herself. At this rate, they might not even be able to pay the interest. Helpless, Nana planned to use her Schneevel identity to earn some extra money. Through her magic sphere, she learned that a merchant guild wanted to meet with her. Carl told her it was the powerful Lunasia Merchant Guild. Nana certainly wouldn't let such a fat sheep get away. The next morning, Nana went to confront her mother. Hearing Nana's sweet call from the hallway, the Baroness hid behind the curtains in fear. From experience, Nana calling her like that never meant anything good. When the corridor grew quiet, she cautiously peeked out, only to find Nana waiting for her. She cordially invited her mother to have a talk. Afterward, the Baroness took an orange dress out of her closet. Mama bought this especially for you, Nana. What do you think? Isn't it pretty? It's pretty, but I don't want to talk about that right now. With that, Nana laid out the organized receipts and asked her mother for an explanation. The Baroness looked embarrassed, partly out of guilt for using the emergency funds, and partly because she hadn't realized how much she had spent. Realizing her mistake, she apologized sincerely to Nana. After Nana left for school, life had become dull and torturous, so she had turned to shopping to pass the time. Please forgive your useless mother. Seeing her mother so sad, Nana felt a little bad. However, she couldn't let it go. Since the Baroness loved her children as much as her mother in her past life did, Nana decided to appeal to her maternal love. Nana instantly got into character and started crying, asking her mother if she loved her. If this continues, Nana will be sold. The family is in financial trouble right now. If Mama isn't frugal, our savings will soon be gone, and then not just Nana, but Carrie and Helen will be sold too. Hearing this, the Baroness panicked and swore she would never do such a thing as sell her children. Little did she know, she had already fallen into the trap. Nana feigned fear and threw herself into her mother's arms. I don't want to live a life of poverty and hunger, the Baroness readily agreed. Whatever Nana said, she would do her best to fulfill. Hearing this, Nana immediately dropped her pitiful act. In that case, go and return everything you bought. Nana instructed her mother to organize the receipts and report back to her. After dealing with that, Nana immediately changed into her Schneevel disguise. According to the client, they were to meet in the capital's center. Nana disliked crowded places. Although it was unlikely anyone would recognize her, she still wore a magic robe just in case. Then, Nana was led by an administrator into a meeting room at the Lunasia headquarters. In the Empire, Lunasia was the most powerful merchant guild, gathering talents from all fields across the country. Its wealth accounted for half of the Empire's treasury, and all its success was attributed to the guild's new acting leader. Nana had tried to investigate his identity, but it was all in vain. She once suspected her activities had been discovered, but she convinced herself not to overthink it. He was probably just a client who could make her rich. Just then, Nana felt the room was a bit stuffy, but being at the Lunasia headquarters, she didn't want to expose herself. She knew the room was filled with hidden cameras, but as time went on, Nana couldn't bear it any longer. Thinking no one would notice for a short while, she took off her heavy magic cloak. Not a moment later, Ivanus walked in. Nana's other identity had been exposed. This time, the person was not as easy to deal with as Cory. Nana couldn't help but suspect he had been waiting for that exact moment. Having her carefully hidden identity exposed so easily annoyed Nana. She regretted not spending the money on a transformation potion. But was this person really the acting leader of the guild? As if sensing her doubt, Ivanus introduced himself. Hearing the name Ivanus, Nana couldn't help but frown. He was one of the male leads who pursued Hestia in the original novel. The book said he was the son of the guildmaster, but she never expected him to be the current acting leader. As Nana was recalling Ivanus's character, she heard him call her big sister, in a playful and frivolous tone. But Nana didn't dismiss him as incompetent because of it. She noticed that although he appeared cheerful, his heart was as calm as an iceberg. So she immediately asked what he wanted to commission her for, hoping to finish the business and leave as soon as possible. Ivanus praised her for being straightforward and handed her a document. Nana took it and saw it was a contract. She didn't want to rashly sign a contract with someone she had just met. Just as she was about to refuse, Ivanus came up behind her and, like a smiling broken record, urged her to take a look. The terms were incredibly generous. Curious about a contract of this scale, Nana read on. Suddenly, she let out a sound of disbelief. The payment offered was so rich it was hard to believe. Just by signing with the guild, she would get a monthly income of 1,000 gold coins, with an additional 100 gold coins for each item completed. At her skill level, she could easily pay off her family's debt and maybe even reach the pinnacle of her life. The thought brought a smile to Nana's face. But seeing Ivanus behind her, she calmed down. In the end, she still rejected his offer. Ivanus seemed to have expected this outcome. As he turned to look for something, Nana prepared to leave. But just as she was about to open the door, a large hand blocked her way. Nana was bewildered by his action, but when she turned her head, she was met with a pair of ice-cold eyes. Nana finally saw the unhinged side of a male lead. She rummaged through her bag for a useful tool but only found a detector and an image sphere. Nana thought of using the image sphere as a flashbang and threw it at Ivanus's face. But to her surprise, he wasn't fazed at all. He pulled out a hairpin and shattered the sphere. Nana grumbled. Who wears such a dangerous thing in their hair? Then Evenus tied his hair back up in a second and pinned Nana against the wall. Calling you big sister didn't work. Is it because I'm older than you? He contemptuously toyed with her hair and, under her shocked gaze, said the name she least wanted to hear right now. Shlena. Ivanus was very pleased with her reaction, while Nana wondered why he had investigated her. Logically, it should be easy for the Lunasia Merchant Guild to find people. They were wealthy and had no worries. So, no matter how much a client paid, Nana didn't want to take on a commission that might provoke Lunasia. Or had she accidentally taken on a few? Unable to figure it out, Nana decided to run. She suddenly lunged at Evenus and dashed for the door, only to find it wouldn't open. Evenus explained with a smile that only he could open the door at the moment. Being toyed with like this, Nana decided to teach him a lesson. She snatched Ivanus's hairpin. She kicked him to the ground. Then she held the hairpin to his neck, threatening him to open the door. Even in a life-or-death situation, the man was still smiling playfully. If you want to open the door, sign the contract first. Nana felt more and more that this person was insane and continued to press the hairpin against him. Seeing that he really wasn't budging, Nana gradually calmed down. If she just ran away like this, he might hire assassins to retaliate, or broadcast her identity all over the school with a megaphone. Neither outcome was what she wanted. So, Nana extended her hand to Evenus. Apologize. I'll listen to what you have to say, whatever your purpose is. It turned out the reason for all this was Hestia. Evenus had noticed Nana because he liked Hestia. Hearing this, Nana's face darkened. She subconsciously assumed he wanted to use her to get to know Hestia. But when Nana asked what his intentions were, he said he had none. Because right now he was much more interested in the Schneevel before him. Nana was now 100% sure this person was insane. Afterward, Evenus gave Nana two choices. Either sign the contract and work for the guild, or leave as if nothing had happened. However, he guaranteed that if she didn't sign the contract, her life would be in constant danger. With that, he tore the contract to pieces in front of her. It turned out that once signed, a mark would appear on her body. It would force her to dedicate her life to Lunasia, accepting any dirty work they gave her. Evenus was very pleased with Nana and didn't want her to be constrained like that. In other words, Nana just had to pretend to have signed the contract and complete Ivanus's commissions. But Nana didn't let her guard down because of his words. She remembered from the original story that Evenus's specialty was backstabbing. Just then, the mark on Evenus's neck suddenly activated. The intense pain forced him to his knees. Evenus gasped for breath and cried out to Nana for help. Meanwhile, Hestia called Nana's home. Helen told her Nana wasn't there. If you're bored, I can play with you. Hestia hung up immediately. She didn't know when it started, but her contact with Nana had become less frequent. She wanted to know what Nana was doing on her own and how things could go back to the way they were. Today, for the first time in a while, Nana was having afternoon tea with Hestia in the city. Hestia complained that Nana was never home during the break, even suspecting she was secretly hanging out with Cory and the Crown Prince. But Nana was distracted, constantly looking around. Finally, Hestia's annoyed shout brought her back to reality. Looking at the pouting Hestia, Nana felt apologetic, but she really didn't have time to hang out with her. Even today, she was following someone under Evenus's orders. A short while ago, Nana had been forced to sign a secret contract with Evenus. If she hadn't agreed, Lunasia would have either ruined her family's business, leaving them to starve, or simply sent an assassin to kill her. Besides, she couldn't bring herself to ignore Ivanus's plea for help. According to Evenus, the poison in his tattoo was triggered because he had leaked the guild's secrets. Although Evenus had the antidote on him, Nana still didn't understand. The guildmaster was his own father. How cruel must he be to carve such a tattoo on his own son? Compared to that, the oath Nana had proposed was nothing. To be on the safe side, Nana and Ivanus had signed an additional oath. If Ivanus betrayed Nana, an orange pattern on his butt would heat up like a red-hot mace and burn his behind. Just then, the person she was tailing got up and left. To not lose her target, Nana invited Hestia to go for a walk with her. A few days later, the target finally slipped up. Nana had been so busy with surveillance that she hadn't eaten all day. She offered Evenus a sandwich, but he declined and started looking through the information she had gathered. He was surprised she had completed the task in such a short time. Nana's gaze fell on Evenus. She said she was just doing her job for the money. She noticed that Ivanus's expressions were becoming fewer and fewer. She hardly ever saw him smile anymore. This was clearly his true self. But what could have happened to make him want to take revenge on his own father? Nana couldn't help but ask, "How do you plan to get revenge on the guildmaster?" Ivanus told her to mind her own business. Nana was annoyed. They had a contract after all. It was only reasonable for her to know the details of the case. Ivanus's ears hurt from her nagging. He explained that he would create a company. He would trick his father into investing. Then he would use a fake project as a trigger, combined with his father's past illegal activities, to send him to prison. He knew his father wouldn't be locked up forever, so he would take the opportunity to seize everything he owned. That way, even if he got out, no one would be willing to help him make a comeback. Nana, listening beside him, could clearly feel Ivanus's malice. Just then, the target left the office. Nana packed up to follow, but she noticed Ivanus staring in the direction the target had gone, motionless. The next moment, he scooped her up in a princess carry. "We won't catch him if we take the stairs." Hearing this, Nana's hair stood on end. The building they were in was 20 stories high. "Just hold on for a moment, it'll be over soon." Ivanus comforted her with a blank expression, then took a leap of faith with Nana in his arms. In a panic, Nana couldn't think straight and could only clasp her hands and pray. Just then, Ivanus let go with his left hand. The lower half of Nana's body suddenly felt insecure and started to sway uncontrollably. Ivanus ignored her, took out a small piece of paper, tore it with his mouth, and a gentle magic instantly enveloped them. Their falling speed gradually slowed. However, even after landing safely, Nana's legs were so weak she couldn't stand. Helpless, Ivanus had to carry her on his back and continue the chase. When they reached a corner, the target had vanished. Nana suggested they come back another day, but Ivanus refused. 3 middle-aged women were gossiping ahead. Ivanus told Nana to pretend to be asleep and then greeted the women. "Excuse me, beautiful ladies, could you help me with something?" The 3 women, flattered by his compliment, asked how they could help. Ivanus put on a pitiful act and started lying. "My sister is dead drunk, and our father didn't give us the key to our house. I don't want my sister to sleep on the street. I just saw our father go this way. He was wearing a black hat and a red coat." After getting the general direction from the women, Nana and Ivanus arrived at a bar. It was similar to the nightclubs from Nana's past life, dimly lit, with loud music and the smell of alcohol everywhere. Soon, Ivanus found the target, but he was with someone else. Ivanus ordered Nana to create a distraction. Nana wanted to refuse. In a place like this, a small commotion would be useless. But she had taken Ivanus's money. Seeing a dance floor not far away, Nana had an idea. However, since it was very embarrassing, she asked Ivanus for some extra pay. After getting his approval, Nana steeled herself and executed her plan. She went onto the dance floor straight to the center and shouted, "All eyes on me!" Then Nana took off her jacket and started dancing. But every one of her moves was unexpected, like a fish flopping on the shore. The audience below couldn't help but burst out laughing. Although Nana was also filled with shame and anger, she had to keep going for the money. Before she knew it, her dancing had gotten the whole place hyped up. And watching the cheering Nana on stage, Ivanus finally let out a genuine, long overdue smile. After the mission was over, Nana hid in a corner. She couldn't believe she had done something so mortifying. In her past life, she had been scared of being recognized, even while wearing a mascot costume for a part-time job. Ivanus told Nana to get ready to leave. But as soon as she stood up, she fell to the ground. Her legs must have been weak from dancing. Ivanus bent down and told her to get on his back, but Nana was determined not to do anything else embarrassing. As they struggled, she twisted her ankle. And just like that, Nana found herself on Ivanus's back again. Just then, they passed a skewer stand with a wide variety of meats. When he saw the fish, the previously quiet Ivanus suddenly reacted. For a brief moment, he associated it with Nana's dancing. Seeing this, Nana tightened her grip on his neck. Ivanus quickly returned to normal and asked Nana if she wanted a skewer. She was about to refuse, but her stomach rumbled. So Ivanus bought her 2 chicken skewers. Nana wondered why he bought 2, thinking maybe his hands were full and he wanted her to feed him. But when she held a skewer up to his mouth, Ivanus said both were for her. "It feels like you'd need 2 to be full. Besides, you need to eat more to grow taller." Nana hated it when people implied she was short. She was determined to make Ivanus eat one. In the end, she started throwing a tantrum on his back. Helpless, Ivanus put her down on a crate. Before she had time to admit she was wrong, Ivanus suddenly leaned in close, held her shoulders, and took a bite. The action completely took Nana by surprise. After eating, Ivanis wiped his mouth coolly, while Nana's heart was pounding with shyness. As she ate her skewer, Nana marveled at how a novel's male lead could nearly give her a heart attack just by eating a skewer. However, she wondered why Ivanis was deliberately picking out the vegetables. Thinking about it, she had never seen Ivanis eat a proper meal. It was always water or milk mixed with some powder. Nana couldn't help but associate his behavior with doing drugs. Just then, Ivanis's words interrupted her thoughts. Actually, I was originally going to force you to help me with my revenge plan. Nana had already expected it. She had a feeling Ivanis wasn't a good person. After a moment of silence, Ivanis said he had changed his mind. Because a kid like you isn't suited for that kind of dirty work. Today, Nana was in the kitchen making vegetable juice. That night, Ivanis's reason for refusing to let her do dirty work had left her feeling uncertain. He said he didn't want her to get stuck in the mud like him at such a young age. This meant that Ivanis wasn't as bad as he was portrayed in the original story. But why did the damn author have to write all the male leads as so messed up? As Nana was thinking, Helen popped up from behind her. Seeing the green juice on the table, he drank it without hesitation. It was an act that nearly sent him to meet his ancestors. Yesterday, Nana had gone to Ivanis's office. Ivanis thought she had taken his advice and come to quit. But to his surprise, Nana insisted on continuing to work. After all, without Schneevel, the guildmaster probably wouldn't let things go so easily. Hearing this, Ivanis looked a little embarrassed. It was actually a lie he had made up to keep her, and he had even set things up early on by sending Nana's mother a bunch of shopping discount coupons. But even though Ivanis had done these despicable things, when asked if she was willing to work together, Nana still hesitated. She knew she should keep her distance from him, but after that night, she believed he wasn't a completely hopeless piece of trash. So she finally agreed to stay. Because there's no other client in the world who's willing to spend so much money. And since you've made my family's financial situation even worse, I'll do my best to get as much money out of you as I can. Hearing this, Ivanis breathed a sigh of relief and assigned her that day's work. After she had finally finished all the documents, Ivanis brought her lunch, an exquisite high-end sandwich, while he himself had raw flour mixed with water for his meal. Nana then took out her homemade vegetable juice. She said Ivanis should eat more healthy foods, like this bottle of nutritious, freshly squeezed vegetable juice. But Ivanis felt there was nothing wrong with his lunch. It not only had enough carbohydrates, but also contained medicine for headaches and stress relief. Nana was about to lose her mind. Can you even call this a meal? Seeing Ivanis's lack of reaction, Nana pretended to take back the juice, but he made no move to stop her. Angrily, she slammed the juice back on the table. If you don't want to drink it, throw it away yourself. Nana stomped away, feeling like her kindness had been wasted. But to her surprise, the next moment she heard Ivanis say thank you. He told her she didn't have to do these things for him anymore. Because people who are kind to me are either up to no good or just plain weird. After drinking it, Ivanis complained that it was bitter. Nana thought to herself that it was a good thing Helen had been her taste tester, helping her improve it. Then she demanded that he stop eating that powder and ruining his health. That way, he could at least stay healthy enough to be her rich boss until she got paid. Just then, there was a knock on the door. Hearing that his father wanted to see him, Ivanis's face instantly darkened. But when his father's subordinate entered, Ivanis put on a cheerful expression and said he would be right over. The stark contrast nearly gave Nana goosebumps. Before leaving, Ivanis whispered to her to lock the door and not go out. With nothing to do, Nana looked for a book on the shelf. A book titled The Origin of Tragedy caught her eye. She thought it was a romance novel, but after realizing it wasn't, she boredly read the first few pages. Ivanis's sudden approach made Nana scream. After a brief apology, he pulled her into a hug. Although it was sudden, she didn't resist. She knew that at this moment, Ivanis's heart was filled with pain and sorrow. The next moment, he pushed her away, his expression returning to normal as if nothing had happened, and went back to work at his desk. But then Nana noticed that his hands were covered in wounds. Seeing Ivanis try to continue working even as he trembled in pain, Nana for the first time truly felt the cruelty of the guildmaster. In the following days, Ivanis's attitude toward Nana changed. Ever since the day he was injured, whenever he saw her, he would excitedly come over or lean on her for comfort. To be honest, if it were the crown prince, she would have flipped out by now. But with Ivanis, she didn't mind too much. The fact that the usually cold and cruel Ivanus had become like this was enough to show the exhaustion in his heart. Ivanus's expressions would shift from murderous to childlike. Nana convinced herself that it stemmed from his trust in her. The only thing that gave her a headache was that whenever Ivanus felt anxious, he would do strange things to release his emotions. This time he was stroking her hair like a dog's, even arguing that he was complimenting how fluffy it was. Seeing him become more and more audacious, Nana finally couldn't take it anymore. And to think she had been worried about him. Hearing this, a hint of disappointment flashed across Ivanus's face. He told her that after one more undercover mission, it would all be over. He needed her to transform into a 10-year-old and be completely unrecognizable. She took out the magic stone Ivanus gave her. The magic within was powerful, yet it felt familiar, just like the earring Cory had given her. Recalling that Cory had said he had infused his magic into it, Nana was even more certain that this stone was from him. As the magic stone activated, Nana's transformation began. When she opened her eyes, she found she had turned into her younger self from her past life. Looking in the mirror, Nana was emotional. This was the happiest time of her life before her parents had passed away. Out on the street, Nana remembered she had forgotten something. Today was the day she was supposed to go to the food street with Cory and the Crown Prince. Since she ran into them, she decided to let them know. She ran over and asked if they were waiting for their big sister Nana. She lied, saying her name was Ian and that she worked for Nana. Big sister has something to do today and can't make it. The Crown Prince stared at her, his face full of suspicion. His expression made Nana break out in a cold sweat. Then, the Crown Prince issued a warning, "If Nana is abusing children, you have to tell me." Cory pulled the Crown Prince away, telling him not to be stupid. After the fuming Crown Prince left, Cory patted Nana's head and said, "Don't do anything dangerous, Ian. Be careful on your way. If you want to hang out in the future, just let me know." Nana then understood that Cory had recognized her. She figured it was because she had used that magic stone. She then hurried to the meeting place with Ivanus. However, as soon as she arrived, someone blocked her path. The person grabbed her collar and asked if she was Schneiville. Nana panicked. Had Ivanus's plan been exposed? She quickly thought of a plan and tried to play pitiful to get away. "I'm just running an errand for my dad. If I'm late, he'll scold me." The person let go immediately. "Oh, so it really isn't you. I thought it was that long-haired little girl who likes to make healthy juices." Nana then realized the person was Ivanus. She was so angry she wanted to punch him. When he learned that Nana had unconsciously transformed into this form, Ivanus fell into thought. To successfully transform in this situation can only mean that this person is very important to you. The reflection in the water held Nana's beautiful wishes from her past life. Finally, she smiled and told Ivanus, "Although she's gone now, she was indeed the most important person to me." A short while ago, Nana and Ivanus had intercepted a guild carriage. Intelligence suggested that it contained classified guild documents, but a thorough search yielded nothing. The documents were records of the guild's investments in a slave trade union. The Empire was a civilized nation that strongly opposed slave trading. Nana didn't understand why the guild would take such a risk. Hearing this, Ivanus smiled harmlessly. He had been the one to set up the company that lured his father into investing in the slave market. He just hadn't expected him to become suspicious so quickly. "Did he find out about your plan?" Ivanus told Nana not to worry. His father had only moved the documents. He didn't suspect him. The beating he'd given him last time was just to let off steam. With that, Ivanus's face darkened. He must not trust anyone else and took them himself. Learning that Nana had never seen a dead person, Ivanus took out his hairpin and told her to get back in the carriage. "These workers will be tortured to death sooner or later. I should give them a more comfortable death." Ivanus's words made him feel like a stranger to Nana. She clearly realized that she and Ivanus were not the same kind of people. Perhaps the world he lived in was just that cruel. Nana covered her ears, trying to block out the screams from outside. Then the two of them rode the carriage to the guildmaster's villa without any issues. Nana sensed something was wrong. Even if they were in a guild carriage, they shouldn't have let two children in so easily. Ivanus didn't explain much, just smiled and said she would find out soon enough. Along the way, Ivanus led Nana as if he knew everything, but what puzzled her was that he never told her what these places were. Soon they arrived at the entrance to a basement. Ivanus told her that there were many unspeakable things down there, and that she still had a chance to back out. The serious expression on his face showed he was genuinely concerned for her. However, Nana pretended not to care and urged him to lead the way. As they went deeper, the air grew sinister. Nana felt like she was heading into a dungeon to slay a boss. Hearing a strange noise, Nana turned her head. What she saw shocked her. A group of severely injured children were locked in cages like livestock. Some of them looked like they weren't even 10 years old. Faced with Nana's questioning gaze, Ivanis fell silent. After much thought, he hesitated before speaking. This is the true headquarters of the Lunasia Merchant Guild, and these children are prospective members from all over the country. They have to pass a test to become official. It was called a test, but it was really just to satisfy the guildmaster's perverse desires. They were forced to kill each other to survive until only 3 children remained, and Ivanis had been sent here since birth. Back then, his father would force him to take poison, which was why he had lost his ability to eat properly. Before Ivanis could finish, Nana covered his mouth. She was angry that he spoke of it so casually. In truth, he was worried Nana would be afraid of him, which was why he explained it in such an indifferent tone. After all, he was one of the survivors. His hands were stained with countless blood. Although Ivanis was telling the truth, Nana didn't want to blame him entirely. She couldn't tolerate the act of deliberately forcing one's son to become a monster. At that moment, Nana finally understood the hatred in Ivanis's heart and vowed to help him get his revenge. Ivanis's lips curled into a slight smile. Nana's righteous words made him feel apologetic, because behind the door in front of them, something heinous might happen. He suddenly regretted bringing her this deep. Looking at Ivanis's solemn expression, Nana didn't want to be a hindrance. She asked him for a pair of glasses and cast a spell on them. Now, whenever a bloody scene occurred, the glasses would automatically replace it with a cute one. Before entering, Ivanis said he would create a distraction while Nana used magic to find the documents. As soon as they entered, the guildmaster treated them as new prospective members. But I haven't recently... Were you introduced by someone? Ivanis immediately went along with his guess. Someone told us there's a job here with room and board and a monthly salary of over 10,000. Taking this opportunity, Nana used magic to locate the documents. Just as she found them, a loud thud caught her attention. She saw the guildmaster kicking Ivanis over and over again. Despite this, Ivanis still told Nana to get the documents first. But just as she was about to open the drawer, the guildmaster's gaze locked onto her. Nana nervously turned her head. The sight before her almost made her laugh. She didn't expect the glasses to replace the guildmaster with a goofy-looking teddy bear. Nana secretly breathed a sigh of relief. However, when the teddy bear saw Nana's unique black hair and black eyes, it threatened to turn her into a specimen with its magic wand. As for that chattering little brat, he's useless. With that, he raised his wand and swung it viciously at Ivanis. In the nick of time, Nana kicked the teddy bear in the face. The massive impact sent it tumbling to the ground, but it quickly got back up. By now, the guildmaster had realized Nana was no ordinary child. When he got serious, a powerful aura emanated from him. The wand came down heavily, and Nana quickly drew her sword to block. Even though Nana had trained hard at the academy, she was no match for someone who had lived on the edge. The moment she was sent flying by the guildmaster, Ivanis became terrified. He begged his father to spare her. However, his desperate pleas only fueled the guildmaster's sadistic pleasure. He declared he would dismember Nana in front of Ivanis. An invisible rage made Ivanis clench his fists, but Nana shouted for him not to come over. She trembled as she used her sword to support herself, preparing for the guildmaster's next attack. She knew that harming him could put Ivanis's life in danger. Nana calmly used magic to find her enemy's weaknesses, only to discover he was covered in defensive magical items, while she only had one used magic stone. To draw out as much magic as possible, Nana bit it, shattering it. Instantly, Cory's magic swirled around her. As Nana fought for her life, Ivanis was lost in painful memories. Because of his father's twisted tests, some had betrayed him and raised their blades against him, while others had surrendered and begged for mercy. But his memories of all of them combined were not as profound as one person, the first friend he had made in that hell, who had traded his own life for Ivanis's. At this moment, Nana's last bit of magic was about to run out. The guildmaster's large hand held her tightly, immobilizing her. Just as she was about to despair, the sound of a blade piercing flesh echoed again and again. Her glasses fell off, and Nana saw the real scene. It was Ivanis attacking from behind with his hairpin. It was the first time Nana had seen such anger on his face. Now he had returned to his true self, and the tears streaming down his face seemed to be tears of joy for avenging his friend. As Ivanus pulled out the hairpin, the guildmaster finally collapsed, breathless. Nana looked at the body and took a few steps back. Ivanus smiled, put her glasses back on, and told her to leave with him. Nana's face was full of confusion. She knew how long Ivanus had planned for this revenge. How could he end it so hastily just because of her? Ivanus smiled faintly. If you died, what would be the point of succeeding in my revenge? With that, he went limp and collapsed onto Nana. Because he had attacked his father, the poison in his body had started to spread uncontrollably. Nana anxiously asked where the antidote was, but Ivanus was still playfully making demands. The commission is over. Come play with me. If you don't agree, I won't tell you. Nana was about to lose her mind, but she had no choice but to agree. But to her horror, after Ivanus said, "There's no antidote," he passed out. Just as Nana was at a loss, the door was suddenly kicked open. A white-haired, purple-eyed boy appeared in the doorway, complaining about Ivanus's foolishness.